Out for a Saturday morning gravel ride, one of the low water crossings in my area. But today I'm not riding my traditional gravel bike, I'm riding my new Bikepacking fat bike. This is a Kona Whoa. It comes stock with 26-inch fat tires, but for summer I swapped out a set of 27.5 rims. These are 3.8-inch wide tubeless tires. So compared to the fat bike, I mean, this feels like a rocket with the narrower and the higher pressure tires. I've got them pumped up to about 25 pounds compared to, 8 or 6 or 8 for the fat tires. Half frame bag, a couple water bottles, a heavy duty rack for panniers for bike packing, a couple feed bags on the handlebars. And here comes a truck. This low water crossing obviously doesn't justify having a bridge. We haven't had any significant rain in a couple weeks, so it's just barely enough to get your feet wet pedaling across. This has got a wide range derailleur and perfectly adequate for snow riding, of course, but perfect for loaded touring. Put my panniers on the back and a dry sack on the top rack. That rack is from Iberia, and I'll link to those. The handlebars were too wide for me, even though I have long arms. So I cut off an inch, and then the grips were just rock hard, and I replaced them with these wider grips that also have horns, so it gives you another hand position. And then this is a clamp, a ram ball. I use that for both this 360 camera mount and also for my hammerhead GPS and ride tracker. Much stronger than the stock hammerhead mount, which won't fit these fat bars to begin with. So, out for a gravel ride, enjoying the perfect weather, but also getting some miles on the Bikepacking fat bike. Perfect central Wisconsin gravel. Bob White Road and Highline Avenue out west of Marshfield. And one of my local low water crossings. Just enough to get your feet wet. Out here on these township roads, it's really rare for me to see one vehicle in an hour. And the farther west I go, the more likely that I'll get passed by a Amish horse and buggy than a vehicle. Pretty typical gravel farm road out here west of where I live. That little creek crossing, in the early spring the water comes all the way up to this little rise in the road here. Culvert right there. Literally thousands of miles of roads like this in pretty much every direction from where I live. Plenty of paved town and county roads, obviously, but being as flat as it is here, rolling, there's a grid of roads almost every mile, north, south, east, and west. So once I get past the suburban houses, get actually into farm country, I can pretty much go any direction I want and stay on gravel roads. Here in central Wisconsin, our definition of gravel is this crushed red granite. Lots of quarries in this area where they can dig out the rock that's already crumbling, and then they crush it one step further and pack it on these roads. Farther north, the gravel is more broken up rock. It's a lot chunkier. But these gravel roads are actually a lot smoother in some places than the paved roads, which are broken up by our hard winters. Today I'm riding the fat bike, but it has the smaller or narrower tires compared to the 4.8. These are 3.8 wide, 27 and a half. So that's an equivalent diameter to a 29er mountain bike. It rolls pretty nice. And I've actually ridden these tires, not on this bike, but my previous bike, in the Schwamigan Fat Tire 40-mile race. It was very competitive. For bike packing, these tires are perfect because I get perfect traction, but I also get some suspension without adding the weight of a spring fork or a rear suspension bike.